This is the Two Guys Take podcast. Gaming, music, and more with your hosts, Mike and Adam.
I snuck up on you again with the countdown.
We're in. Hey, hey-o.
Hey, got him.
Hey, skadoosh.
Episode 38.
38 in the books. Well, not in the books.
Season 4, episode 8.
8, right? Season 4, episode 8. Excellent.
Does that mean
Awesome
we need
sauce.
Does that mean we need a guest for next
We need a
episode?
guest soon. Yeah, we need a. Yeah, that needs to happen
I thought of an idea.
sooner than later.
I thought of an idea for our next guest.
Ooh.
Whoever it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna host a ridiculous trivia game between you and the guest.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I found this thing with all these ridiculous, hilarious trivia questions.
Oh God. Okay.
So I'm going to pick a few, and I'm going to make a few of my own, and
All right.
we're gonna have a guest trivia.
I like it. All right.
Yeah.
I'm down.
You versus the guest.
Me versus the guy. What do I win? Do I win
Nothing.
anything?
You
Do they
win
win anything?
the first ever Two Guys Take trivia. If you win, that's what you
win. That's
that's
it.
what
You
you
just get
win.
bragging rights.
We'll come up with a more catchier title than that. But
Okay.
yeah, that's what
All
you
right,
win.
All right.
A whole.
Now we
bunch
got to get a
of
guest.
nothing. Yeah.
You win nothing. You lose.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
So let us know in the comments, guys, who you want to see as a guest on this podcast, and
Ooh.
listen. The sky's the limit here. If you say Elon Musk, I'll send him a DM. Say, hey,
He might respond. You never know.
want to come on the podcast?
Want to come on the podcast and shoot the shiz with us?
Yeah, we'll only charge him like $6 million. He has
Right.
to pay us to be on the podcast. He's the only one that we would charge. But
Look, you have your NASA shirt on and everything.
yeah, oh yeah. His competitor. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because he's SpaceX and all that. But
Right.
I'll buy a SpaceX T-shirt if you come on the podcast.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I have a statement that I'd like to make. Well,
Okay,
not
is
a
this-
statement, really.
Is this a grinds your gears?
No.
Okay.
But I want to know if you are you experiencing the same thing I am? Lately, I've been experiencing a lot of road rage. Now, not me doing the road raging, but just others. Like there have been at least, I don't know, within the last week, 3 or 4 times in the morning, especially, I've noticed it. Driving to work the other day, this woman decides to come flying. Now I'm in the left lane. I'm doing like 69, 70 miles an hour or so, right? And this woman comes right up my butt.
Wait, you're going? How fast were you going?
69, 70 miles an hour. And she comes flying. I look at my rearview mirror and I see her.
She literally goes up your butt.
Yeah, she was like up, like completely up the butt. And so I was like, okay, look, I'm going to move over. There was room in the right lane. I'm going to move over. So as I'm moving over.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah, as I'm moving over, she is now moving over to the right. So I go back into the left lane. Well, what happens? She starts having a mental breakdown, yelling and screaming. That's 6:45 in the morning. Like, what are you yelling and screaming for? And I'm calm as a cucumber. I'm just waving at this woman, like, "Hi, how you doing?" Like, well, what's going on? I told my whole story, so you have to
I forgot that I should have kept my headphones on whenever I had
you
to run
gotta
away.
listen
So
to it, yeah.
I missed the whole thing.
You did, but so I was saying I was doing like, so I go over to the right lane, right, to let her pass, and she goes over at the same time. So now she's twisted. She's like losing her mind. So I move back to the left because like she's going to the right, like trying to pass me. So I go back to the left, and she's back into the left. She goes around me and starts yelling and screaming and like going nuts behind the wheel. It's at 6:45 in the morning. Are you that
The,
angry? Are you
okay,
that
listen,
angry in the morning?
you typically find that people are more angry in the morning and in the evening. Midday, a little more chill.
A little more chill, but you must have an awful life.
You must really
If you
hate
if
yourself.
you you must really hate yourself because if you're waking up at that early and just that is setting you off in the morning, I mean, you need to
Well,
reevaluate something.
question and then a statement.
Okay.
Do you signal when you change lanes?
Yeah.
Okay. I know there's some people who just are like, I'm never going to shoot a signal when I change a lane.
Yeah.
And
Always.
so
Yeah.
then, yeah, then fuck that lady. I mean,
Well,
because here's my statement. Because those people who are flying up your butthole and just in such a hurry to get to this to get there at the same exact time you do, because it always shakes out that way.
right.
They never get
Exactly.
there before you do, because that person, probably doesn't wake up on time, dilly dallies in the morning,
Right.
or is always in a rush to get somewhere, and they have nobody but their self to blame, and they just outwardly get pissed off at everybody else. I
Yeah.
know that because probably about 3 days a week I am that person.
I was gonna say,
But
do
I
you?
don't really get the road rage though.
Okay. So have you ever like? So when I was younger, I used to have the road rage, and every once in a while I get a little bit, but for most of the time nowadays, because I'm just older and just really could give a crap anymore. I don't really go too crazy with that. Are you a road rager?
No, not
No.
really.
Have you
Like
got?
if somebody does something like really stupid,
Mhm.
and like I see somebody just, I will make a comment to myself like,
Right.
like, what are you doing, you fucking asshole, or something like that. Or if
Mhm.
somebody says something to me, like, if somebody, I'll make it a point, like, if someone is driving like up my asshole,
Yeah.
I, hmm,
You give a
five
little.
under the speed limit,
You
baby.
give a little tap on the brakes there. Little.
And I'll box them in. I'll
Oh
I'll
yeah.
I'll ride in the left lane right next to the person in the right lane, so they
Yep.
can't
Mhm.
pass me at all. So it's amazing that I haven't been shot on a highway.
Right. I was
um,
gonna say I have a couple of road rage stories that
but
are
I'd say that
too
it
crazy.
definitely takes a lot to get me like road rage.
Yeah. Do you have any crazy road rage stories?
Not really.
I have one. This was a long time ago. Probably, I'm guessing, might be 25 years ago. Maybe.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, 25 years ago, maybe 20. Yeah, 25 years ago.
I
So,
was 9.
so I'm driving uh, in my hometown, and I'm on the phone. And this road that I'm on
Hold on
is
a
a
second. Hold on a second.
what?
25 years ago,
Yeah,
and you're driving on the phone?
yeah, it was about 20 years ago. Yeah, 20. Yeah, what? We had cell phones in college.
Oh, Jesus
I had cell
Christ, you're
phones in
right.
college. Cell phone,
Man,
flip phone. It was a little flipper,
I
little
just had
flip
one of
phone,
those moments where I'm like, man, I'm a lot older than I think I am.
a little flip
Continue.
phone, right?
Con-
So I'm
Continue.
I'm talking to a buddy of mine, and I'm going southbound. So now this road is one lane in either direction, south and north. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going south. Now this road is very wide, and before at this time, I think they put a big shoulder line, so because people would go two lanes and people would pass. It was super dangerous. So they put this big shoulder lane. So I'm driving down this road. Now I'm again not going fast. It's in a residential area, but people do like I would say 40 to 45 miles an hour on this road. Okay.
In a residential?
Yeah, but it's very spread out. It's very, very spread out. So guys in front of me, and he's going very slow. So I get behind him, Now I get close to him, but so now I put on the brakes. I start backing off. So now there's a lot of room. So I flash my lights, hoping the guy would move over. He was like doing 20 miles an hour in a 30, hoping he would move over. Doesn't move over. So I flash him again.
Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, maybe of our younger audience, back in the day, that used to be a thing. If you wanted someone to move
Oh yeah,
over
I
or
should
go
clarify because
faster, you
right.
you flash your lights at them. If you do that nowadays, just don't do that. But just don't flash your lights at people nowadays. I mean, unless you're signaling that there's a cop up ahead.
Right.
That's the only acceptable time to flash your lights. There's
Right. So
reasons we won't get into here, but just don't.
so
But
on
it
the
used to be
second
a thing.
on the second flashing of my lights, the guy jams on his brakes, like full on jams on it.
That's
And
me.
we're
I'm
not
that
going
guy.
fast, and I'm not really tailgating. I'm not really up his ass, right? So now he sets me off. So now I'm pissed.
Because you
So
set him off from flashing your lights.
well, listen, move over, dude. 20 miles an hour. You have plenty of room. Let me go by, and we'll call it a day. So I again now I'm not. Now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ride his butt a little bit. So now again, I'm flashing my lights. I'm honking my horn. Hopefully, the guy right. He slams on his brakes again. Right now, I'm talking to a buddy of mine. I'm like, this freaking guy in front of me slams on his brakes, slows down, and I'm slowing down. Now literally get to a complete stop. I'm like, this guy's freaking stop. He gets out of the car. I'm like, I told my buddy Sean, I'm like, dude, I gotta go. This guy just got out of the car. I'm gonna get shot, right? I hang up the phone. I buzz around him, and I'm now flying down the street. I'm doing like 50 at least, 50, 60 miles an hour. I'm flying. I'm like, this guy, I don't trust this guy. All of a sudden, I look in my rearview mirror, and here he comes, right? So I get to the end of the street, and there's a stop sign, and now you could go to the right and left, and then you could go straight, kind of diagonal up a hill. I blow the stop sign because I'm like, this guy's chasing me now. I blow the stop sign. I look back. He blows the stop sign. Now I'm going up this hill to a traffic light. The light is red. I go through the light, make a left. The guy goes through the light. He's chasing me through this town. Now my buddy, who uh, my best man at my wedding, he is a police officer. So I call him. I'm like, yo, this guy's chasing me. What should I do? Now I'm near his house. He's like, come to my house. So I'm like, okay. So I'm on the phone with him the whole way, and I'm like, I'm making a right on Post Road. I said, I just blew the light. I'm like, he just blew the light. He blew another light. I'm like, the guy keeps blowing lights. He's following me. He's up now. He's chasing me, right? So I come down. I pull down my buddy's street. I pull into his driveway. He's outside. The guy starts pulling in my friend's driveway. He gets out of the car. The guy gets out of the car, right? And now my buddy's he's packing. He's packing. I mean, he doesn't have it out. And I get out of the car, and the guy gets out of the car and he starts yelling and screaming, "This guy!" And my buddy was like, he's like, "Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? You cannot be on this property, right?" And he starts going on this whole thing like, this guy is driving like a reckless and endangering lives. Endangering lives? You literally
It's only because you're chasing me, buddy.
You were chasing me, blowing lights. Dude, when he got out of the car, I was like, oh shit.
It's
I'm in
amazing
trouble.
the lengths that people will go to just to yell at you. And like you think about it, he tells you that you're driving recklessly and endangering lives. And just to tell you that, he drives recklessly and endangers
Yeah,
lives.
exactly. And my buddy was like, listen, I'm going to have you arrested. So you need to get off my property. You're telling this guy not to drive reckless. Meanwhile, you're blowing every single stop sign and light, chasing him. Stop. Oh my God. It was crazy.
Real quick though,
That was one of my craziest,
in the beginning of that story, you know who you were? You were the lady from this morning.
I was.
Yeah.
I was sort of, kinda. but I wasn't like.
So that what
I guess
that
I guess
was
I guess I
is
was.
that was a test 20 years in the making.
Right.
That was karma testing you. And I would say you passed that test because
I
you
pa-
didn't chase that bitch down
no,
and
but
tell her how dangerous she was after
right,
driving like
exactly. But
Andretti for a half
you
an
know how you
hour.
were saying you're boxing people in? Again,
Yeah.
I'm coming home from work. I'm on the highway. Again, I'm in the left lane. Another woman. This might have been the same woman because it was a white SUV, and this was a white SUV the other day too. So I'm like, imagine if it was the same woman. It could have been flying, flying up my butt, and I look in my rearview mirror, like because I'm like, holy crap, what the hell? And she's yelling and screaming. So I just go 55 cruise control. Now she's trying to pat, and I get to next to every car, and I just box her in,
No,
I'm waving
see,
in the rearview mirror like this.
you know what I would do in that situation? You're in a Tesla. I would just put it in self-driving mode and just be like,
Well, I kind of did, and then we're like, so I boxed her in for a good 3 miles.
you have to. You can't
Yeah,
let up.
for a good 3 miles, right? So now we're getting onto another highway, and she's trying to pass me, and of course she's not passing me because I have the Tesla. So I freaking gun it to try to pass me, and then again I box her in a little bit more, and then I finally let her go. Crazy. And then
You
she
know
was
what I
like,
want?
I'm taking a picture of you. I'm calling the cops. Yeah, okay, call the cops. What are you gonna do?
You know what I want? I want everybody who's listening to this podcast in your car right now. The next car that you see, just politely wave and smile at them. Throw them the fuck off because no one does that. No
No,
one,
no one does that.
unless they know you. But like,
Right.
just do it to a stranger because you're not going to make their day. You're going to confuse the living shit out of that person. I used to do it
Totally.
I used to do it randomly all the time because it's really because of the road rage conversation. It's because
Mhm.
so many people are so quick to scream and yell at you for
Yeah.
something on the road, which is understandable to an extent because sometimes there's life-threatening situations that almost happen and people are justified in yelling in situations like that, I think. But if you're just going to be a dick, then, you could
I think most
fucking,
people are just being assholes.
I'll show you where to shove it. But anyway, just in the car right now, listen to the podcast, big smile and a nice wave to a stranger.
To a stranger.
Just, just
I'm
do
gonna do
it.
that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up to a light and be like, "How you doing?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And chances are you're going to get like a, who the fuck are you, bud? Kind of face,
You might, depending on who you you
And
wave to.
a lot of times you'll get like an awkward way, like, hi,
Right.
like, do I know this guy? Rarely will you get, and just is you have to give him like a super excited smile, like you're the happiest person in the world,
Right.
and then very rarely will you get another very excited smile back, but sometimes you will.
Sometimes you will.
Give it a
Yeah.
shot. Give it a shot.
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Put a little
I'm on,
positivity into
I'm on my way to
your
work.
car drive,
That's it.
and it's funny because you confuse the shit out of people.
Right. And you know what? To be honest, this world
And
needs a little.
it's a shame because people just don't expect you to be that nice.
Yeah, I mean, like when I'm going out for a walk in the neighborhood, like with my wife and stuff like that, and people pass by, even though if I don't know, even if we don't recognize them from the neighborhood, we're always like, "Hey, how you doing?" As we pass and are walking on the street. But in a car, it's a little different.
Also another thing you should do. If you're in a situation where, somebody has the right of way, but they give you the old, come on, you go ahead and go. Go ahead, come on.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and go. And on the way, instead of giving them the wave, just give them the finger with a smile on your face. Have to be smiling though.
Right.
Like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, how you doing?
Like you would too, like a good friend,
Right.
like you just give them
I mean, that would
the
confuse them
playful
too.
finger. Yeah. Or just like flash your crotch at them real quick. You know, that would really throw them off.
Oh man. Let me tell you.
But always stay safe behind the wheel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they always want to make sure. Safety first.
We do not condone the reckless behavior behind
No, we don't condone the road rage or the boxing in of people or the slamming of brakes. Brake checks.
Brake checks. I got a bad one.
You can't brake check in your Tesla, can you?
Yeah.
I thought they had like some kind of prevention for that where you can't cause like a collision behind you. Like it won't, if there's not someone, if you're not avoiding an accident or something like that, it won't slam the brakes. It will give you a more gradual stop, whether you like it or not.
I think you could slam them.
I don't know. I think
it's got regenerative braking. So if you take your foot off the accelerator, it brakes. But I think you could because I could go right from that onto the brake and hit it. Slam it.
I thought I read somewhere. Smarter than that, but
as far as I know.
Either way.
But I did a little brake check on a guy. Again, this is years ago. When I was younger and more. How would you say?
Road ragey.
Road ragey. The same thing I was on the highway. And the guy was being fresh. He was being fresh behind me. He was flying. And, I had to give him a little brake check. And I gave him a big brake check. And he kind of lost control of the car and he hit the guardrail.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So what did you do?
I sped away.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he didn't stop. I fucking jammed on the brakes, man. I was like, go around, go around. What the fuck? So, and the guy was a dick. I mean, he was like on top of the steering wheel, like, I'm going to drive my car right through you.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I would have driven away, and that's the case too.
But he was like, I'm going to drive my car right through you. So I was like, you know what? Let me give him a little, one of those. And he did one of these. And he hit the guardrail, and I went, oh, shit. I just took off. I don't know if he stopped, but he definitely screwed the whole side of his car up.
You're making some enemies out there on the road.
I don't do that anymore.
I bet you any money you're going to retire to Florida.
My wife wants to go to Florida. I don't want to go.
Well, I'll tell you what. Everybody in Florida drives like an asshole. Everybody.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go to Florida quite often. I don't really see that.
Well, pay attention.
I'm gonna
you know why? Because you're apparently one of those people. My first roommate, hell of a guy, loved him, but he drove like a fucking maniac.
And was he born and raised in Florida?
Native of South Florida. Okay, so I wouldn't ride to school with him because of how he drove. I was terrified.
Oh, that's not
but
good.
We would always leave at the same time, but he would like peel out of the parking lot and just
yeah.
I would always get there before him, and I would drive the speed limit the whole way. Yeah,
which I'm sure drove him crazy.
Yeah,
you're flying. I mean,
he would always make some kind of excuse like, "Oh, stop for cigarettes."
Right.
So okay. And then he would be like, "Hey, can I bum a smoke?" No, that never happened. But yeah, but just
the road rage is real. But
just like chill out there on the road, people. I've grown
up. I just laugh at it now. I'm just like, especially the other morning when I was just like, you know what, this lady is worked up for no reason, and it wasn't like I wasn't trying to get out of her way. Do you know what I'm saying? She came up behind me.
I know what it was. I know exactly what happened to that woman this morning, or whatever morning it was. She stopped at that deli.
She may have. She may have. You never know.
Because you know that they didn't get her order right.
Okay, ready? I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, no. Don't even.
Wait, this is a different deli. This is in my hometown. I went to the deli Sunday morning to get everybody breakfast. I got my wife a sandwich. I got my son a bagel, my other son a sandwich, and I got myself a wrap. I said 3 egg whites,
Hold
turkey.
on. You didn't get anything for your daughter?
Oh, she didn't want anything.
Okay. Okay. At least you offered.
3 egg whites, turkey bacon, hot sauce on a whole wheat wrap. That's what I tell them. Come back home.
Wait. What'd you tell him?
3 egg whites,
Okay.
turkey sausage, turkey
Okay.
bacon, excuse me, not turkey sausage, turkey bacon, hot sauce on a whole wheat wrap. I open it up. A regular white wrap, no hot sauce.
Those are the only 2 mistakes, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any mistakes. The guy wrote it down.
Okay, that's bad. Hold on a second.
I can't. What is happening?
It's got to be something in the water up there, dude.
I shit you not. He wrote it down. He wrote it down. I saw him write it. He wrote it. He wrote everybody's sandwich down. He wrote it all.
I'm going to need some phone numbers. Okay, because I'm going to try to get you in on like an undercover boss kind of situation. Undercover podcast guy.
I like it. Undercover podcast. Okay.
And it'll be perfect because nobody knows who the fuck you are anyway.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Because you're not the boss. You don't own the place. So.
Right.
And we're just going to be like, listen,
with like a little wire tap mic.
We're just going to be there to see exactly what happens from the moment the order is written down.
I'll be like,
exactly. Well, no, we'll film the whole thing and make a video out of it. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. 100%. That's why I'm setting it up and you're doing it.
You can't make this up.
Only because the people around here get my food order right every time. My wife's on the other hand is a different story. Her order is always wrong.
Her order is always wrong.
Uh-huh.
Well, it seems like mine's always wrong lately.
Either way, yeah, we're gonna set that up.
All right.
I wish we really could because that'd be awesome. No business owner in their right mind would ever agree to that. Hey, we're gonna make a whole video bashing your employees.
Right.
You good with that?
You good with that?
While we pose as an employee.
Is that something you're okay with?
Yeah. You good with that?
They'll be like, you know what? Nah, I don't think so. Telling you, man. It's crazy.
I don't have any useless information this week. I had a busy day.
You don't.
So I got nothing.
Man. All right. Well,
that's okay. We had a nice eventful podcast talking about road rage.
We're almost at time constraint. I mean, our time limit, you know?
Well, we don't really have a time limit.
Well, I mean, not a limit, but just we try to keep it at a desired listening.
I think our average is about 28 minutes.
Is it? Okay, so that's good. I like that.
And guys, you never know. We might have some stuff in the works. We've been talking about changing our podcast hosting platform.
Yes. We're talking about
that
today.
That could come with some extra perks, like personalized website for the podcast.
Ooh, the Two Guys Take website.
Keep us a little bit off of Twitter and kind of, hopefully just drive all of our traffic there. And then, also, if you haven't checked out our TikTok yet.
Oh, you gotta.
Head on over to TikTok and just type in the Two Guys Take podcast. It'll take you right there. It's already been tested, guaranteed. Throw us a follow.
Good
Watch
stuff.
Some of the videos. There's some funny little clips from the videos on there. And yeah, that old chestnut. So follow the socials. There's links in places that you know where to find.
That's right.
I would be remiss if I didn't plug the things that we want you to follow and subscribe to and tell your friends about. So
always remember to leave a comment.
It's my shameless moment of plugging.
Give us a rating, leave a comment, do all the things that a good social person on social media does.
Yeah. Good podcast listener.
Helps us out. Helps us with the algorithm, and it gets a little more ears, and on the YouTube, more eyes on us.
And if our editor would get his head out of his ass and just start uploading videos to YouTube,
Right. That guy's,
you know,
we got to get a
he
new
is
guy.
so lazy. I mean, I hear that last night he uploaded episode 36 to YouTube,
Right.
but he didn't put the correct title in the video itself. So in the beginning of the video, it still says episode 35,
This
but it's episode 36. I put it. The editor put an episode, a little write up in the
right in the description
explaining that.
Right. Put an addendum to the title.
So
all right. Well, there you go.
This week, I got a couple days off this weekend. Memorial Day coming up, so I should get. I said this 2 weeks ago, but fuck, I should get caught up with the YouTube upload. I mean, our editor should get caught up with the
right.
The YouTube upload.
I'm gonna give him a stern talking to.
We're gonna have Mike yell at him.
Yes.
Maybe give him detention or something. I don't know.
I could do that. I do have the power to do that.
Okay. Well,
sounds good.
That's another one in the books.
We love it.
Tell us about your road rage stories. We'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to hear
some road rage stories.
Oh,
for sure.
Also, ignore me, podcast land. I'm going to talk to Mike about this privately, and then we'll bring it to you guys next week.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
keep it in your. Don't forget it. All right. We got it.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
All right. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.